trailhead parking area, getting ready for a passport and time program which involves many different people who are interested in the old 1853-54 3 Emigrant Road. This here is kind of the staging area for the passport and time, and not everyone has arrived yet, but they'll be coming shortly. Forest Service is providing a packer.
Well, somebody vandalized that thing. Went up there with a sledgehammer or some kind of a big thing and just beat it to a pulp, see. Well, they somewhere or another, they captured this fellow, and it turned out to be about an 18-year-old kid, and they asked him, why in the world did you do this? He said, well, because it was against my religion. Now this guy's got to be a nut.
Got to be a nut. And there's no shortage of them.
Yeah, there's no shortage of them.
Oh.
But like I say.
Hi, I'm Jim Leap. I'm the Packer and Wilderness Ranger on the Bend Fort Rock District down here working on this particular project, help Leslie Hickerson out. I've been working seasonally for the Forest Service for about 10 seasons now. Retired police officer, just wasn't ready to quit working yet. So this is what we do, and this is about half the crew here. I've got Dawn, China, and Charlie with me today, and they'll all be carrying about 150 pounds each going in to keep everybody supplied and happy in there.
Thank you, Jim.
Keith Levitt. I live in Oak Ridge, Oregon, and most of my adult life has been as a land surveyor in the Oak Ridge area, and I'm also a logging engineer.
And what brings you to this passport and time?
Well, the passport and time kind of got interested because Dell Spencer and Ike Woodrich started looking at it, and it kind of interested me, and I thought it would be something that would occupy my time, and it's just totally fascinating that these guys were able to come through the woods and make it all the way to Oregon. And I think everybody should come who likes to look at history and look at these kinds of things, because it kind of brings home the fact that these guys settled the West, and they did a tremendous job.
My name is Ike Woodruff. I live in Goshen minute, but I was born and raised in Oak Ridge, grew up there, and I worked on the railroad most of my life. And then I hooked up with an old friend here, Dell Spencer, and he got me started on the Pioneer Wagon Road thing. And since then, well, him and I have been palling around together and become real close friends, I hope, at least for my feeling about it. And I was born in Oak Ridge and went through the school system there, and I have my leanings and my feelings. I'll always be an Oak Ridge boy.
What are you expecting from this passport and time program, Ike?
Well, I think it's going to be a very interesting outing, and I'm really pleased to be here. And I hope I'm going to learn something, and I'm sure I will.
You let me know when we're going. Hi, I'm Gary Brumbaugh. I live in Albany, Oregon. Most of my life I've been an analytical chemist. Spent a lot of time in the outdoors. Retired about 3 years now.
And what are you expecting from this passport and time program?
Mostly to expose more people to the Free Immigrant Road and generate more interest in it to make sure that it doesn't get lost.
Tell me just a little bit, not too long, about your ancestors who came on this train.
On this particular, the Elliott wagon train, which was the first train to come over in 1853, I actually had 14 ancestors on that wagon train, including my what is it, my second great-grandfather, my third great-grandfather, and my fourth great-grandmother. She was quite a lady. She was born in 1799 and came across on this wagon train when she was 54 years old. So it's kind of a family thing for me, and that's one of the reasons why I really get into it.
And what were their names?
Their names were the Brewers, and they came from Pike County, Arkansas, and they settled in actually where Fern Ridge Dam is now, out on the Long Tom River, and that's where they settled, where their donation land claim was. Cadastral survey maps, and you can see on here, here's the Oregon Central Military Road, shows on this map. Here's the Free Immigrant Road right here.
Just a skosh early too.
Yeah, that's true.
Quite nine yet.
Yeah.
Linda Castor from Portland was asking me on last Wednesday where would be a safe place for a lady alone to camp overnight. And I said, well, come here because you'd be here last night. And she says, well, I may just come first thing this morning, so.
Hello, I'm Pat Morrison from Oak Ridge. Most of my life I've been in the computer business. Now I'm retired and getting out and enjoying life, enjoying the outdoors, some fishing and hiking.
And what brings you to this Passport in Time?
Well, I wanted to get out and walk the road that the pioneers walked and see what the actual terrain was. What did these people have to go through? It helps me understand a little more what they did on their way to the west, settling the Willamette Valley, and it helps me tell other people that come visit the museum how life was out here in the frontier.
Many different thoughts. There were objections. That was why earlier I was saying, Jim, I think it might actually shorten the amount of time for you on Thursday.
It would allow me to bail.
It would. Actually, I think the spot
We
where
have Leslie Hickerson explaining to the group
where our survey route
about the
meets
hike.
Summit Lake Road is maybe, it's no more.
I'm Carol Winkler, the archaeologist over in the Middle Fork Ranger District of the Willamette National Forest. And I've been there about 20 years on Lowell and Oak Ridge area. And we've spent a lot of time tracing the history of the Oregon Central Military Wagon Road, but not very much on the Free Emigrant. So we're finally getting around to doing that, officially documenting the history of the wagon road, which a lot of people know about, but we still don't have a good documentation of the whole route. So we're looking forward to working with these local experts on documenting the wagon road.
And I assume that's pretty much your hopes for this pit project?
Yeah, we're hoping to get a feel for what it looks like. If this is going to be a fairly undisturbed section of the road, we hope we can see more what it looks like, and then we can find hopefully the other segments more easily.
I'm Linda Castor. I am moved here in '91 from Oklahoma, which was flat as a pancake, and fell in love with hiking and the outdoors, and have spent the last few years as a member of the Mazamas Mountaineering Club in Portland. And through that involvement with the club, I have done a lot of volunteer work with the Forest Service, and thought this project would be particularly exciting because it would be an area of the state that I've never been in before. And I'm also very interested in the history of Oregon and the early settlers here, being an immigrant myself. I have a background in the fine arts. I was a ceramic creator of ceramics for a long time, worked in pottery studios across the country, and now I work for a nonprofit company in Portland that teaches and trains and educates disabled people.
And what do you expect from this Passport in Time program that we're having here starting today?
I am hoping to contribute to the documentation of the road itself, and while I'm doing that, I'm hoping to make some new friends and see a part of the state that I've never been in before, and maybe make a few of my own discoveries that I can add to the project.
Now we have Jim Leap, who's packing up everyone's gear, getting ready to take it up to Pinwan Lake on his trusty mules. And on the first day out, up in the middle of the forest, hopefully Gary Broombaugh is leading us the right way. He's hiding behind that tree. We have stopped to eat lunch.
Use aluminum nails
Okay,
instead of galvanized.
I will remember
They'll
that.
last longer.
Now this was a more dramatic part of our trip, ladies. What is your take on this?
We know where Crescent Lake is.
How about you, Linda?
This is very exciting. We've been walking for hours, and we finally found evidence of the road, and it's very exciting.
No comment, Carol?
Well, I looked at that and I thought, oh yeah, this is it.
Thank you.
Thanks to your signage.
What's your opinion, Patrick?
I've never cut down a tree like that.
All you knew was IBM computers and big spacious rooms, huh?
Little trees, alders that can get in 2 whacks.
Brush.
I'd get a cup of it. Be nice and cool.
Of course, you might want to go upstream 100 yards and look for elk manure or something.
Yeah.
I just made that up. Now.
I know.
don't know that's true.
Well, the mushrooms are doing fine here.
What do you think, Carol? What does that look like down there to you?
Well, it looks like there's a big log here that's rotted away, and it's been covered up with a lot of soil that's eroded down on top of it. So it could have been there a long time developing this feature. So that may represent a crossing that was put in by the wagon train folks.
Well, I would say that's pretty good for 150 years, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't-
This creek must not wash out. It's too little to wash out, I guess.
Now, this stream like this wouldn't be affected with rain or
Not much
runoff.
volume coming down. Yeah.
It appears that the metal detector people have found something.
Now, that qualifies as an artifact, doesn't it?
Where are we on the map? We just crossed
Yeah, right.
Rainbow Creek.
And that means that maybe the shoe was too. See?
Because it's bent.
Well, no. When they clinch them, they bend them over.
Oh,
in
right.
The hoof, see, and that's straightened out.
Right.
Huh.
You tell whether it's
Well, they might have saved the shoe.
Looks like it from the shoulders.
Yes, it does.
It's got shoulders, clear shoulders around on 3 sides of it. I expect it's handmade.
Handmade?
Handmade.
Ooh, that helps age it.
See that again?
Yeah, hang on.
Got another one there.
I want to
Hang
take
on
a
to
photo
that.
of this, and I had it.
Now it appears they found something else here. Our head sound man, they're looking. What do you think this is, Peter?
Probably another piece of nail. I'll bet there are just some little pieces of iron all through here. If they popped off a shoe or pulled some nails, there could be pieces of them around it.
Yeah, there's probably more nails. Well, you see, that looks like the shoe pulled the nail because it.
There's another one.
I don't know whether you've ever heard of it, and they're not in trouble.
Good eye, Linda.
Now,
My
describe
dad
that
was
again to me. Hold on, take a
was
note.
teamster.
That it,
And that's how they come to Oak Ridge.
the nail pulled the shoe or the shoe pulled the nail?
I guess the shoe pulled the nail.
The shoe pulled the
But my
nail.
dad told me one time that if you got a good big draft horses that can pull hard, they can pull the nails right out of their hoof. And they can just